don't know, I came out here, I don't want to say like if it's to vent or if it's to just be like, oh, is this for real? Hey guys, it's Tasha here. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and check out my other videos just to be familiar with who I am, you know, because today's just a little bit different. I'm just glad to be back. To you guys, it probably doesn't feel like nothing, but I haven't picked up a camera in like so long. I've just been thinking, even for the longest time, I haven't just been thinking this, but like life right now, it's crazy. Like I'm laughing about it, but it's really crazy. Everything is just so expensive. Rent is high, mortgage is high, grocery bills are high, bills in general is just high. Everything has gone up in price except pay. Life has just been lifing. Life has been over lifing at this point. It's been hectic. Like I remember walking out my house like a couple years ago, and if I had like even 40 bucks on me, even if I needed gas, that would be enough to get me through the day. It just feels like it's a setup for failure. I just wanted to come on here and just talk about it a little bit because it's pretty bizarre, you know? Right now when I'm making this video, it's like right at the beginning of September. So like even a lot of families right now, they're wondering which direction things are gonna go. I'm like getting super hot in here because I opened the window and it's just way too loud, but at the same time it's kind of hot in here. When I look at the cost of living back then and what it's like now, it's a pretty drastic difference. Like for instance, when my parents first bought their first home when I was 9, I remember them having to cut back a lot of things because they bought their home. They wanted to be able to afford it. So I remember when my mom would go to the grocery store with $35. If we were lucky, more times it was $30. But that groceries had to last us over a week. Now I look at it like if I go in a grocery store with $35, I'm lucky if I walk out with bread, oil, rice, and flour. That's it. It's wrong. Like it's wrong. Like how do you feed your family? How do you pay your bills? A lot of people who even started their lives and moved out of their home, all of them have to end up moving back in with family. And if you're trying to make moves at a certain age and to have to fall back, it's so discouraging to pick yourself back up in an economy that is just so not affordable to live in. And then what if people don't have family to move back in with? That's another thing. Right now, even when I go on social media, I notice that a lot of Canadians are crying right now and they're making $30+ an hour. But when you think about it, it's not enough. There's not even money to leisure and do things with your kids. Like even this summer, I had to narrow it down to what we really wanted to do, what we really could afford to do. I was just looking at, okay, if that's my struggle, there's people out there going through more than that. I've been living on a budget ever since, you know, I was little. So I feel like I know how to maneuver a lot of things. It was very humbling to do stuff like that and to know that I don't feel no way doing it now. If I have to, I have to, you know? There's no shame in my game over here. There's no shame into what I have to do to survive. The other day I was talking to my brother and we talk a lot. That's why you guys see us in my vlogs, because on his day off we like to try our best to spend some time together. And even if we have to go grocery shopping for our parents, we like to do that together. It's just a time that we get to spend together, and we've been through a lot together. So even talking about it, it just, you know, it makes me feel away. But when we talk and we remember our childhood, and sometimes I think I'm just knowing certain things when he was taking it in too. Like we're 3 years apart. So when I think about it, he wasn't that young. He was really thinking about it. Man, when he brought this up, I was like, how come I didn't even catch on to that? Because my brother was like, okay, the same money that my dad would put in the tank, at $20, that would take him a certain distance, the same kilometers wouldn't get you as much gas as it did my dad back in the day. And I'm just like, how? Like we're getting the same amount of liters, right? Because it's all about the liters. Why? What do you mean? Like how does that even make sense? And he was like, didn't you notice that dad was always trying to avoid traffic? Like my dad, because he knew he had to a certain amount of money to live off of, my dad made sure he drove at certain times in the day so that he could avoid traffic, so that he wasn't burning and wasting gas of the money that we, because of the money that we didn't have. And I was like, wow. But I didn't even realize that. My dad would make sure that he went to work 4 o'clock in the morning so that he would avoid traffic, so that he could make it home in time for us. All of those things with the little resources that he had. My dad never even spent like a whole paycheck on himself, or even a portion of a paycheck on himself, because he had bills to pay, because he had to make sure we had food to eat. Whenever we wanted something, he would make sure he tried to get it for Christmas or birthdays. He'd always say, don't worry, you're gonna get it. And man, when I think about the things that he would sacrifice to make sure we were okay, is to why I'm such a budgeteer, such a budgeter, because I had to live that way. And I'm okay with it. But I look at it now like it's just so hard, like I can't even live off of my budget. Like, what? I just wanted to come on here to show you guys that you are not alone. Don't make the struggles of the world right now get to you, because things change. Life is a journey. Nothing can stay this way forever. And if it does seem hard, like, you just gotta put your mind power in and just try your best to fix that situation. Ask for help. I use my resources. I do my best to learn more. Even all this today, I felt like, you know, I couldn't do this. I don't know why. I just felt like I couldn't come on here and talk about this with you guys when it's been on my heart to do it. And I think the reason why I was able to is because I had such a great day on Sunday. I had such a great day and I felt good. I felt bad I didn't bring my camera with me, but at the same time, I just wanted to enjoy the moment. I had a little short there that I put when we went to the baseball game, because I went with my dad and my brother, and then I ended up seeing my niece and my sister-in-law in the end, and it was just, oh, it was such a blessing for me. But then the next day I came back and then reality hit me that this is life, Tosh. Like, forget that fun that you had, because even when we were out and it's like we're spending money, it's like I have to remind myself, like, not all the time I gotta pinch every penny and worry about things. Like, God is beside me. Like, what am I worried about? Like, just try to enjoy the moment a little bit more, not always the dollar. And if you guys are going through anything, you know, this is a safe space over here. Like, I don't tolerate any nonsense. So feel free to share things in the comments. You know, people, even in the comment section here, could be a helping hand to you guys. Like, y'all help me. Y'all help me out so much. I got a comment the other day and I even told that person I really appreciated it, because I really do appreciate when I hear from you guys. It is rough living here in Canada. It really is rough. I'm a person that, you know, I stress a lot. I stress a lot, especially when things get tough like this. Before I end this video, I actually want to share with you guys some tips that I use to save money, and maybe that they can help you guys out. I've shared tips on this channel before, but just in case like you haven't seen anything lately, I just wanted to just show you guys what I do, like, on a day-to-day basis. When I can, I price match. Like, I make sure I price match, or I go to a store that I can price match. Not every store here price matches, but I go on my phone and I just look at what I need for groceries. And I also try to stick to a list, because I notice if I don't have a list, I just be picking up things like, oh my gosh, I want this, I want this, I want this. Check your cupboards also before you go to the grocery store, because you be picking up double ketchup and you don't need double ketchup right now. Who wants to spend $5 twice when they don't have to? At least that's just me. And when I price match, if I save like even 25 bucks that trip, I'm like, okay, this will be gas for the next couple days. So, you know, just little things, you know, and they add up. Another thing I try to do is I try not to eat out too much, but at the same time, I like to eat takeout stuff, but I make that myself. And there's a lot of channels here on YouTube that I've learned to make a lot of things from. Even on Instagram, I just be looking at the recipe and I be making it at home, and it be tasting good. Like sometimes you just never know. So I like to make my food from home taste way better. I know what's in it, I know it's clean. Not that the food out there is not clean, but I know how much I cleaned it. Try to avoid doing your laundry in the daytime because it's more cost efficient if you do it more in the evening hours. Carpool. I wasn't a really big fan of carpooling before. I just always wanted to drive my car everywhere that I could, but now that I see that I can save money on gas and it also helps the environment, try your best to shop on a budget, like what I try to show you guys on my channel, because I know sometimes it may look like, oh my gosh, this girl's buying so many like hygiene products, so much stuff at the Dollar Tree, but I be buying it for the whole family, and I do share those things sometimes. Just try your best to be mindful about your finances, and I try to keep my mind positive and at peace at all times, because especially when things feel like they're falling apart, you know, I just try to regroup. And sometimes it's for me just making it through the day. Like sometimes I look like, oh my gosh, I didn't do enough, but then I forget, like, oh my gosh, I made it through the day, like that's enough. Because there'll be days where it's just like, boy, like what am I really gonna do? I do pray that it does get better for whoever is out there watching this. Like I've been homeless, and during the time I was homeless, I lost my best friend, and I was going through a lot. And I feel like the more I'm here, like trying to shop on a budget, trying to make a way for myself, always worried about things, is because I remember that time where I didn't have nowhere to go. I try to remind myself that I have to be strong, because at the end of the day, when everybody else fails me, it's me I'm gonna look back on it. You know, living in a motel, you know, and it was a lot. And I remember in that time, that's when I got a job. I was like, look, when I got a job when I'm homeless, and I'm there going to work, and they have no clue that I'm here showering in a freaking motel, like, you know. So that's what reminds me to stay humble, and anything could change in an instant. I was in a house to a motel, you know. So keep strong, and when times get rough, just remember to just try to block out a lot of things, you know, and just try to stay present in the moment. My best friend just got me a journal, and that's the only reason why I was able to come and talk to you guys today, because for the longest time I was just so scared to come in front of the camera. But that journal has done a lot to my mind, and I want to come back and talk more about even that journal. Just the simplest thing, just reading something can really help you. So before I go rambling on and on, because I don't want to turn this into a big thing, you know, on a big long video, but yes, if you like this video and you know, you want me to share more insight about how to shop on a budget and to save, even just more uplifting videos, not that this was uplifting, but I was just trying to show you that, you know, we got this, we're in this together, just let me know in the comments. I love you guys. I want to leave a heart in the comments if you made it this far in the video. That means, you know, like certain things that I don't even say, I don't even talk about. I'm an introvert, you guys. Like, it's so hard for me to even come on here. And I remember just seeing these two young boys in the library the other day, and they were trying to be two little entrepreneurs. I was so happy just to see that they were talking to me, and they were like listening to what I had to say, and they were even curious about YouTube. And I remember them asking me like, how do I know when to turn on the camera and film? And I'm just like, you just turn it on and you just film, you just, you know, you just try. And that's what I had to remember for myself today, because I'm just like, let me use what I told them, because I just didn't know how to come on here and talk to you guys. I'm like, I just told them they just turn the camera and they film. So I was just like, let me try that today. But I was so glad I made it to this video. I really hope I posted it. I really hope that I posted, because the last video I made, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna post it, because, you know, certain things were just happening, and I was like, you know, let me just leave that situation alone. Certain things you just gotta leave to God and not make it take over you and give people what they want. Because I was upset about something the other day, and I was gonna talk about it, but maybe not today, because it's not what I see for myself. Sometimes you don't have to dwell on things. You just let it be, and you move on. You let go and you let God, and that's what I'm gonna do. I will see you guys in the next one. I love you guys so much. Oh, and the heart. Leave a blue heart if you made it this far in the video, and I'll send you one back with so much love. I love you guys so much. Well, let me know if you guys want to see like a Walmart haul or a Dollar Tree haul. Sometimes I don't know what you guys want to see. Just, you know, until next time, I love you guys so much. Bye.